Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Public Global. I'm Ajay Prakash. I wasn't all that shocked or disturbed when I saw this news item in the Times of India the other day. A startup founder advised high earners to leave India. The founder detailed struggles with regulations and corruption. The founder claimed that India stifles innovation. The post mentioned high taxes and poor public services, suggested alternative destinations, which included the UAE and Thailand. The post sparked a debate among the Reddit users. Later, Reddit had pulled down that post, removed it, and it is not clear why they did so. However, over 300 replies to the post are still visible on Reddit. And then there is this other news about Virat Kohli, which has again caused a lot of debate on social media, that Virat and Anushka are planning to leave India and will soon settle in London. Arguments on social media go either way. Some call Virat a traitor that he betrayed the country which gave him so much, and on the other hand, there are people who say it's his life, he can make his own choices, he is free to stay wherever he wishes to do so. Already we have Mukesh Ambani, who has bought a property in London in 2021, a 300-acre heritage estate known as Stoke Park. Ambani purchased the property for 592 crores or about $75 million, that too over a Zoom call due to COVID during that year. Now, this property includes a five-star hotel with 49 rooms, a spa, gym, indoor and outdoor pools, 13 tennis courts, a golf course, and 14 acres of private garden. The property was originally built in 1066 and redesigned by John Penn in 1760. Lot of films have been made here. Notable are The Goldfinger and Tomorrow Never Dies of James Bond. Before proceeding further, just take a moment and please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. Your support is very important to us. Being a startup CEO myself, I can sympathize with the Reddit user. India is not an easy place to do business, and matters have really become worse after Modi came to power. And getting finance for any startup is really least of the problem. We are in a country where the finance minister spends hours together in a GST council meeting discussing how to tax popcorns. And not only discussing this in the GST Council, she then goes around the country defending her decision on social media and giving all sorts of interviews. She had to be trolled on the social media thereafter, and then the memes which came up were really interesting and quite ingenious. Here I'm showing one of them where Nehru is sitting and telling her, I have ordered the Nirmala to impose GST on popcorn. Don't worry, Narendra, I will cover for you. And the Congress wasn't to be left behind. The Kerala Congress really came up with a good one. They say yesterday Nirmala Sitaraman made a futile attempt to explain her way out of the GST rate mess using popcorn example. She was trying to say that caramel popcorn is sweet, therefore it is charged at 18%. By that logic, will she increase the tax on sweet pongal to 18%? Well, it will not be only just pongal. All sweets, anything which have sugar, should be taxed at 18%. And by the way, if you go with doctors, there is sugar in everything we eat. The effect of the bad economic policies of the Modi government in the past several years has have started to show up, and it's now hurting the government the maximum, and they are feeling the pinch. The government revenues are going down. GST collections have at best been stable or sometimes even gone down, which is worrisome. The industry is not doing too well. The rupee slide against the dollar remains unabated. Our imports are becoming more expensive by the day, and very soon you will find that our petrol prices, retail petrol prices, will be recalibrated. That will bring in another round of inflation. The common man and the poor man continue to suffer. This is one graph which, according to me, shows the situation of the Modi government today. It shows the share of gross tax revenue, corporate taxes, and personal income tax. The blue line shows the corporate tax share, and the personal income tax is shown in the red color. Now, if you see last year in 2023, the personal tax share went over the corporate taxation. 28% was the share of personal taxes, and 26% was the share of the corporate tax. Just remember that only around 7.5 crore people file income tax returns within the country. Of this, only around 5 crore people, or 70% of the total, had zero tax liability, which means that about 2.2 crore people paid income tax, which works out to just 1.6% of the total population of India. And this 1.6% of taxpayers pay more tax than the entire corporate structure of our country. Now that's something quite amazing. And remember, we are the world's fifth largest economy, heading towards being the third largest economy. The other worrisome factor for the finance minister should have been the rising dollar rate. Today it's 85.38 paisa, and if you look at the graph closely, you will find that the dollar has risen by 2 rupees within the past 1 year. I am not using the term the rupee has fallen. I am using the term the dollar has risen, because that's what the our finance minister keeps saying कि रुपया गिरा नहीं है, डॉलर बढ़ गया है. And if you look at the rise of the dollar in the various regimes, during Atal Bihari Vajpayee time, within the 5 years, the average dollar increase was around 1.3%. And then Manmohan Singh, in his 10 years, the average dollar increased by 3% per year. And during Modi's time, so far in the 10 years, the dollar has risen by 4.1% on an average every year. And yet, our finance minister and our prime minister don't find the time to sit down and address these extremely important issues with our economy. The rate at which our foreign exchange reserves are going down should become a cause of worry to Nirmala Sitaraman as well as to Narendra Modi. Every other day, it looks like that the reserves keep dropping by $2 billion. In September, our reserves were $704 billion. Today, it is $653 billion. In the last 3 months, they have come down by almost $51 billion. Another worrisome factor for our finance minister and Narendra Modi should have been the rate at which our micro, small, and medium enterprises have been closing down. In all, in the last 4 months, more than 12,000 units have shut down. This is according to the data shared in a written reply to a question in the Lok Sabha by the Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal, wherein he said around about 61,469 MSMEs have closed down since 2020. The environment for Indian businessmen is becoming difficult day by day. On the one hand, on the domestic front, he has to face a very complex tax structure within our country. Even things like moving goods within the country has become very difficult. And if you are an importer, there is uncertainty of the dollar rate. If you are an exporter, even that is very difficult to do because of the environment which has been created by the Modi government. And the wealth concentration with the rich is very well known. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. The wealth is being concentrated with the top 10% accounting for almost 57% of the country's wealth. The middle class, which at one time had about 43% wealth, have come down to just 27%, and the bottom 20% are really getting poor. That explains why Modi government has to keep feeding the poorest of the poor. This is the same thing explained by Credit Suisse. The richest 1% of the people in India account for 51% of the country's wealth, whereas the poorest 60% have only 4.7% of India's wealth. So, no wonder that India is not happy. The happiness index of 2024 ranked India at 126 among the 143 countries that it surveyed. On the top, you find Finland, Iceland, Israel, and Canada, UK at the 20th position, US at 23rd, China at 60, Russia 72, even Nepal is at 93. Pakistan is supposedly happier than us, which is kind of rather strange, at 108. India is at 126th position. One can argue how that report was made and whether it really applies to India. We have one more report called the Expat Insider 2024, which measures the world through the eyes of an expat. Now, this survey was done for 53 countries. I have given the link here below, and you can go there and read the entire report. I'm just giving you a summary here about what expats feel about India. In the overall quality of life index, India figures right at the bottom, almost at the 52nd position. US at 46, UK at 41, and the list is topped by Spain. Then we talk of leisure options. India is at 49th position. In travel and transit, India is at 53rd position. Healthcare, we figure far better than many of the countries. We are at 14th position. Safety and security, India is at 44th, and environment and climate, we are rated at 52nd position. So if one survey says Indians are not happy, the other survey in which outsiders talk about India, well, they are saying almost the same thing. So that brings us back to where we started this program from, the people who are moving out of India. Well, when someone moves out of India, it's not necessarily they will renounce their citizenship. They may well go to some other country and stay there as expats. Though, according to the Ministry of External Affairs, the number of people renouncing Indian citizenship is also on the rise. It used to be around 1 lakh 20, 1 lakh 30 at the beginning of this decade, around in 2011. Steadily, it was rising at a very slow pace. That's probably just because of the increase in the population. But after 2021, if you see these figures, they have been jumping drastically. In 2024, almost 2.5 lakh people are expected to renounce their Indian citizenship. People leaving India can broadly be categorized in two sections. First is the students who go abroad, they find a job in that country, keep staying there, and then change their nationalities. The other are the millionaires who have enough money to go anywhere in the world and settle down there. So, if you see here in this chart, the maximum number of millionaires who have been leaving a country are from China. 15,200 people are going to leave in 2024, followed by 9,500 from UK, and at the third position is India. Around 4,300 millionaires will leave the country this year. And where are all these millionaires heading to? Well, this chart shows you exactly that. At the top of the list is United Arab Emirates, which is going to host another 6,700 millionaires this year, probably a bulk of them from India. At the second position is United States. Singapore comes at the third position. When a millionaire migrates to another country, the beneficiary becomes the country in which he goes and settles down. Migrating millionaires are a vital source of foreign exchange revenue. For instance, a migrant who brings $10 million with him, that is going to be equivalent to a country generating $10 million in export revenue. And to generate that export revenue, you can go back and see how much that business has to produce. Secondly, all these people who migrate to a new country, they are potential businessmen. They may set up a new industry, a new shop. It's usually found that around 20% of the migrants become entrepreneurs in the new country. And this is exactly where Virat Kohli really will fit in. Age is on the side of Virat Kohli. Today he is in his late 30s. If and when he goes to UK, he is definitely going to set up some kind of business, some kind of industry, or even a consultancy service which is going to benefit the United Kingdom, not India. Even if he remains a citizen of India, the benefits will still accrue to United Kingdom. This is just a small glimpse of the economic situation of our country. Our finance minister Nirmala Sitaraman may well spend her time discussing about popcorn, but sooner or later she will have to come on the table and face the reality. Thank you for watching. See you again next week. Namaskar.